Good morning, dear friends. Once again, I welcome you in the lecture. And today we are beginning with chromosomal basis of inheritance. Chromosomal basis of inheritance. That is, chromosome is the base of inheritance. Why do we say chromosome is the base of inheritance? Important part of the cell is nothing but the nucleus. What is it? The nucleus. The nucleus is situated in the center of the cell. The nucleus has a nucleolus, nuclear membrane, and nucleoplasma in it. In this, the DNA or the chromosomes are present. Hereditary material is present in the nucleus of the cell. And that is the reason why when mitosis or meiosis takes place, karyokinesis is the first step which takes place. Karyos means nucleus. Kinesis, breakdown. What do you mean by karyos? Nucleus. And kinesis means breakdown. Breaking of the nucleus. When the nucleus divides, the hereditary material also gets divided. It gets divided equally and leads to the formation of two cells. Leads to the formation of two daughter cells which have the same genetic information in equal amount. Do you get me? Same genetic information in equal amount. We have seen mitosis as well as meiosis in standard 11th. This chromosome which is present in the center of the cell is the most important genetic material which gives us the information about our heredity. We saw neo-Mendelism, a deflection of Mendel's statistical data. Some people did not accept it. There were uh, I can say, some differences which we got to see. We saw in incomplete dominance, codominance, and multiple allelism and pleiotropy that there was a bit of deflection from the originality about what Mendel spoke. He said one single gene, one trait and two alleles. But here we saw that there was a bit of deflection. Now, in chromosomal basis of inheritance, where we talk about, is a theory which is put forth by Sutton and Boveri. The most important thing which we will be seeing over here in this is, just a minute, we'll see the PPT. This theory states that chromosomes are present in pairs in somatic cells. During gamete formation, homologous chromosomes pair, segregate, and assort independently during meiosis. Thus, each gamete contains only one chromosome from a pair. What is the theory specifying over here? The statement is in the textbook. If you read it properly, you will understand it. This theory states that chromosomes are present in pairs in somatic cells. What are somatic cells? Our total body, the plant body, the animal body is made up of somatic cells. When do we say it is a somatic cell? When both the sets of chromosomes are present. Our body is made up of cells and both the sets of chromosomes are present in all the cells. Now, when at the time of gamete formation, when the reproductive cells which are present in the anther or in the megasporangium of the flower. If we talk about human beings, it's about the sperms and the egg of the female, sperms of the male and the egg of the female. At this stage only, this diploid structure of the chromosome undergoes meiosis and reduces and becomes haploid. We know meiosis is nothing but reduction division. What is it? Reduction division, in which the chromosome number is reduced to half. The number of every cell is 2n. It is reduced to half, n. At the time of gamete formation, this happens. And that's why the theory is stating that the chromosomes are present in pairs in somatic cells. During gamete formation, homologous chromosomes pair, they come in front of each other, they segregate and assort independently during meiosis. Each gamete contains only one chromosome from a pair. What are they saying? Each gamete contains only one chromosome from a pair. Nucleus of gametes contain chromosome, which carry all hereditary traits. Male and female gametes, like sperms and eggs, carry all the hereditary traits. They are the link between parents and offspring. The fusion of haploid male gamete and haploid female gamete leads to the formation of a diploid zygote. I told you, as in animals, same way in plants. You have studied the chapter reproduction in higher plants and lower plants. Yes or no? In that you have seen how the anther, pollen grain is formed in the anther or the stamen, and how the egg is formed in the megasporangium. But when the fertilization takes place, that means the pollen grain is on the stigma of the gynoecium. It produces a pollen tube, enters inside, reaches till the ovule. After that, due to the pressure of the fluid on both the sides, the membrane breaks down and the male gametes are released in the ovule, and there double fertilization and triple fusion takes place, which leads to the formation of an embryo and an endosperm. The embryo is diploid while the endosperm is triploid. Two secondary nucleus and one male gamete together form an endosperm, which provides nourishment to the growing embryo. In this case, this was the case of the plants. In human beings, we have two gametes, one gamete from the male and the other gamete from the female. The male gives the sperms while the female gives its egg. After the fusion of the sperm and the egg, will lead to the formation of an offspring, which is diploid in structure. This is the basic concept of chromosome. This is the basic concept of chromosome. This is the basic theory of inheritance, which is same in every case. Only there are some different types of chromosomes. In some cases it is euploidy, some cases aneuploidy. What is euploidy, aneuploidy, what is a chromosome? Everything is very well mentioned in the textbook. We will just take a review of that. Before that, let me tell you, there is one activity which is given in your textbook. Observe the following diagram and answer the questions given below. What is a homologous chromosome? In which phase of meiosis 1 homologous chromosomes segregate? Where are genes located? Do genes and chromosomes have similar behavior? Justify. These are the questions. You think over it, and the information is already mentioned in the textbook. It is already told in the textbook, so you don't have to take too much of load of it. Now, what is a chromosome? Chromosome is nothing but a filamentous material. What is it? A filamentous material. Where is it present? It is present in the nucleus of the cell. Where is it present? In the nucleus of the cell. Chromo means color and soma means body. This word was coined by Waldier in 1888. Who coined this term? Who coined this word chromosome? It was nobody other than Waldier in 1888. The size of the chromosome varies from species to species. We know this. Chromosomes are visible. When are they visible? They are visible very properly during the metaphase of cell division. Which cell division? Any cell division. Any cell division, if you see metaphase, that time the chromosomes are condensed. They are condensed in such a way that you get to see a very thick and proper structure of the chromosome in metaphase. Okay? So always remember, when you want to see the chromosome, you have to see it under the microscope, electronic microscope, and at which phase? Metaphase. How many phases are there in cell division? In mitosis? I have told you before also. Please meet me at P M A T to remember. P for prophase, M for metaphase, A for anaphase, and T for telophase. These are the four phases. Now in meiosis, what happens? There are two divisions, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Meiosis 1 has prophase 1, and this prophase 1 has 5 different phases. Refer the textbook, find them, read it, and then you will understand the chromosome very well. After this, we will just see that chromosome is nothing. Its function is to carry heredity. What is the function of chromosome? It carries heredity. Now, number of chromosome differs, and according to that, the classification of chromosome is done to euploidy and aneuploidy. In one of the in the PDF which I'll be sending you of notes, I will show you the chart so that you can understand it very well. This is a theoretical part, so we need not to think about it a lot. Structure of chromosomes. Chromosomes are best visible under microscope. I told you, under electronic microscope. When the cells in a metaphase stage, you can see the condensed chromosome very well. It is because at this stage they are highly condensed. Typical chromosome. It consists of chromatids, a centromere, matrix on it. What is a chromosome made up of? It is made up of a centromere, chromatids which are egg-shaped arms, and a matrix inside it. The detailed structure of this, I will be sending you the PDF and you go through it. How many sets of chromosomes are there in us? 23 sets of chromosomes, out of which 22 are autosomes and 1 is a sex chromosome. We are going to talk about sex chromosome also. In human beings or in mammals, there are two types of chromosomes, X and Y are the sex chromosome present. Both differ, both are homologous. Both are homologous, but the size of the chromosome differs. We are going to study that in the coming lecture. We will see that. Now, the work which I have to give you is very important. The first thing you will do is write a few question answers, important ones, like write about the genetic terminologies, write about monohybrid ratio, dihybrid ratio. A back cross is a test cross, but a test cross is not a back cross. Write about that also. After that, take your time, draw the dihybrid ratio chart, the Punnett square, learn it by heart, learn the law of dominance, law of purity of gametes, law of independent assortment completely. After that, take your time, go through the topic, learn the definitions of incomplete dominance, codominance, multiple alleles, and pleiotropy. Read them. There are examples given. Read those examples. They are always asked in the exam. And then where we have switched on to chromosomal basis of inheritance. Chromosome is the basic thing. Write about it. What is a chromosome? Where is it found? How is the structure? In which phase you get to see it? Write about it and study it well. With this, I'll stop here. In tomorrow's lecture, we will be completing the topic. We will be completing the topic completely. We will be talking about sex chromosomes. Some disorders are caused due to heredity, genetic heredity, while some are caused due to chromosomal inheritance. We will see them properly. What exactly is the reason? Is it from the parent or from the sex chromosome or from inheritance? We will study that well. Thank you. God bless.